Hey guys, Mrs. Hedrick here. It is Math 7. It is Friday, April 24th, and we are in Lesson 20, not 19 like I said yesterday, Lesson 20. Today we are going to be working on the guided practice. I have those pages, and I have the independent practice. So, good news and bad news. Good news is we're going to go over these together. Pause me, solve it, then play the videos to see if you got it right. More good news, we're not doing the last page. Those are usually where the challenge questions are, and I know you're exhausted, me too, so I'm not going to go over those because they're not on the quiz. I will give you the answers though. And then the bad news is that means we're going to be taking a quiz on this on Monday, okay? I think I am going to try something. I think Monday I'm going to post a video with the quiz of me talking through it. I'm not giving answers, of course, but I'll talk through it and see if that helps you guys, okay? All right, let's do this thing. I've got a pencil, and I got a calculator, and I do have a ruler nearby to section off my shapes, okay? I'm not going to take time to go through the example. They always give us one to look at. Remember that we're doing area of composed figures. That means that these are shapes that have a bunch of stuff pushed together. This one looks like a rectangle and a triangle. That's what most of ours are today. All right, my friends. I love this one. Oh, here, look. My printer wasn't happy. Look at all that ink I used. Ugh. Okay, we'll just pull it out of the screen. All right. All right, guys, let's do number 14. The figure shows the floor plan of a carpeted area in front of a stage. How much carpeting is needed to cover this area? Okay, I looked at that and it looks like a cat to me. That's hysterical. So as soon as I saw that, it reminded me of a cat. Or maybe Batman's ears. Yeah, okay. There is no formula for the area of that shape. There just isn't one. I don't even know what the area of that shape or what this shape is. Let's see. I could count the sides, but do you see what I'm saying? So we have to cut this apart. What is the obvious way to divide this? Well, I think these are going to be triangles, don't you? And then I think this is going to be a big rectangle. So I'm going to come in with my ruler. And you don't need a ruler. I'm just using one to be neat and tidy. I'm going to cut the little triangles off. Okay, so now I'm going to find the area of this rectangle. I'm going to find the area of the triangles, and I'm going to add them all together. And that's it. That's the answer. Okay, let's do some formulas. I'm going to write them up here. So a rectangle. You already know this. The area of a rectangle is base times height. All right, let's do the triangle. They show it a couple of different ways. I like base times height divided by 2, or area is 1/2 of the base times the height. Either one works. I just think that's easier. Base times height divided by 2. Okay, let's go down and take a peek. Let's start with the rectangle. All right, I'm looking at this rectangle. What's the base? That's easy. That number is there for everybody to see. There it is. Boom, 20. How tall is it? What's the height? Do not say 15. That's this whole side. Look inside. 10. So this much is 10. I'm going to label it. That piece right there is 10. So let's start with the rectangle. So the area is the base, 20, times the height, 10. 20 times 10, 200, what unit? Feet squared. Okay, so there we go, 200 feet squared. All right, now let's do these little triangles. All right, so let's start with the height. This whole piece is 15, the whole thing. I don't want this. I don't want that 10. So how much is left? 15 minus 10. So this height right here is 5. Okay, I'm going to help you out. So is this height. All right, now I have to figure out this base. Right here, this little thing. Here's what I know. This entire side is 20. This much is 10. All right, I don't want this. So if all of it is 20, I'm going to take 10 away. What's 20 minus 10? 10. Now I need to split it in half, right? This plus this equals 10. Well, I want to cut it in half. Half of 10 is 5. Okay? So this triangle has a base of 5 and a height of 5. Oh, it's not drawn to scale, is it? Because those aren't the same size. It's okay. All right, the good news is that these are the same, so I only have to do it once, and I'll just double it. All right, so the area of my triangle is, okay, so this is the rectangle. I should label it. Now let's do the triangle. The area is base 5 times height, 5 divided by 2. 5 times 5, 25 divided by 2. I can use my calculator. If you and I split $25, we get, what do we get, $12.50? Well, 12.5. I was thinking of money. All right, so this is 12.5, what is it, feet squared. This is 12.5 feet squared. And this big guy is 200 feet squared. So I'm just going to add them all together. So 200 plus 12.5 plus 12.5. And on my calculator, I should get 225 feet squared. Okay. All right. Next page. We got this. We got this. All right. This is an awesome design. Look how pretty it is. Jamie drew a snowflake on graph paper. What is the area in square units? All right. So if you look at this, can you see? It looks like there's it looks like a square, and you can see the little triangles. So you have to decide how you're going to divide this. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to outline this square right here. I have a very loud teenager in the room next door. Can you hear her? Oh my goodness. She was quiet all day until I started making videos. She's in there talking to a friend. She's very loud. All right, kids. I love this. I love this because they gave me graph paper. Notice there are no numbers, but it doesn't matter. This is easy. I'm just going to count. That's all I have to do. Okay. Honestly, if you want me to blow your mind completely, count how many squares are inside of that. That's the area. So if you counted these squares inside and added them up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 squares inside. Just units, right? 16 units squared. All right, let's double check it with math. Base times height. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So area is 4 times 4, which is 16 units squared. Okay. So the counting part, gotta love that. All right, now I'll blow your mind some more. Look at the little triangles. That's half a square and half a square. Half and half make 1. So that has an area of 1 unit squared. These are all the same. 1 unit squared. 1 unit squared. 1 unit squared. Okay, so if I add them up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would take my 16 units plus 4 units and get 20 units squared. Now, I'm going to do the math and prove that that's what that is. Okay, so I know for a triangle, area is base times height divided by 2. What's the base of this little triangle? 1, 2. How tall is it? 1. What's 2 times 1? 2. Divided by 2, 1. So, don't frown when you see something drawn on graph paper without any numbers, because look how much easier that was. Really, I just counted squares. So the solution to this is 20 square units, or 20 units squared. You gotta love that. All right. All right, my friends, let's take a look at 16. Which of these two kites uses more paper to make? Circle your answer. So my options are kite A takes more paper, kite B takes more paper. They both use the same amount, or there's not enough information given. Well, let's take a look. They were tricky because look at what they did. That looks like a square. Do you think it looks like a square? But why did they set it diagonal? Can you see that? So that side isn't 30. See how tricky that was? Like, had they turned it like flat, like that, and that could be 30. But no. That would be way too easy for you. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slice them in half and make triangles out of them. Okay, so, oh, they line up. Oh, go me. Look, they all line up. Okay, so I'm going to cut that one in half, and I'm going to cut that one in half. So in essence, I just made 2 triangles here and 2 triangles here. And then they look just alike, right? So these 2 triangles are the same and these 2 triangles are the same. So if I find the area of this, I can double it, times 2. If I find the area of this one, times 2, and I get both. All right. Yeah, we got this. All right, let's do this one first. What is the base? Well, look, 30. The base is 30. How tall is it? Okay, so I want to do this, right? Do my dashed line. Well, if all the way across is 30, what's halfway across? 15. So for my triangle, now I'll just write out here. So area for the first one is base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to use my calculator this time. I could probably figure that out, but I don't want to. It's Friday. 30 times 15 is 450 divided by 2 equals 225. 225 what units? Inches squared. So this whole thing is 225. 225. Okay, well then this is 225. Oh, you know what? I should have not divided by 2, right? Because if I double this, oh look, I'll be official and everything. Okay, right. Look, it was 450 inches squared. So I probably shouldn't divide by 2, right? I'll just keep it because there's 2 of them, but that's okay. This is 450 inches squared. All right, let's do the neighbor. All right, this guy's kind of long and skinny. What's the base? All the way across. Yeah, right here. 40. How high is it? How tall? What's the height? Right, that's the tallest point. Well, all the way across is 20, so what's halfway across? 10. All right, I'm going to put that one over here. So area is base times height divided by 2, right? Well, 40 times 10, well, 4 times 1 is 4 with 2 zeros. It's 400 divided by 2, which is 200, but I'm going to multiply it by 2 because if this is 200, this is 200. So this is 400, what is it, inches squared. All right, so now we know the answer. Which one uses more paper? Which one's bigger? Kite A. Okay. Ruby chose C. They both have the same amount of paper. Rudy, not Ruby. Rudy. Oh, goodness. Okay. What did he do wrong? Well, could it be, I wonder if he'd added these. Look, 30 and 30 is 60. 20 and 40 is 60. Or we could do what our customary answer is. He made a mistake or he didn't do it correctly. let's say Rudy added the lengths together. Okay, good enough. All right, my sweet children. All right, here we go. Now, we're only going to do this page, so 2 more to go. I will give you the answers to this page. These are not on the quiz. They're a little bit harder, okay? Those are you always give us those challenge problems. I'll give you the answers. You can go back and see if you can figure it out. All right, here we go again. I got a pentagon here, right? 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have a formula for that, so I'm going to have to use what I know. I know rectangles, I know triangles, and I know trapezoids, right? I gave you that one, what, yesterday or the day before? Okay. So let's think about how we want to divide this. If I cut this way, I'm making some strange shape, right? Because do you see how I have that? So I don't want to do that. I think I want to come and I want to cut off this triangle. Well, not cut it off. I'm going to separate it. Okay. So now I have a triangle and I have a trapezoid. Okay, I need to find the area of the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to have to be a little detective here and figure out all of my numbers. Let's do the triangle first because that one's the easiest. So, just a reminder, the triangle, the area is base times height divided by 2. That looks like 2 B's, not an H. Okay, base times height divided by 2. Okay, what's the base? Look up here. This is really confusing. Well, I see what they did. They're telling you that this is 2 inches. So if I could draw a line up, this. So from here to here is 2, from here to here is 2, and from here to here is 2. So I'm going to add them all up. 2, 4, 6. So this has a base of 6 inches. How tall is this thing? Oh wait, I'm doing the triangle. My bad. Let's go this way. How tall is that? I have a base of 6 inches. How tall is it? Oh, well here, ding, 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 we have a winner. 3 inches. Okay, so let's do my formula. Base times height divided by 2. So the area is 6 times 3 divided by 2. 3 times 6 is 18 divided by 2. This is 9 inches squared. 9 inches squared. You can write it inside. Sometimes I do that. Okay, now do you remember the trapezoid? Okay, the trapezoid, this one was tricky. So area equals, you take base 1 and add it to base 2. And then you multiply them both by the height, and then you divide by 2 because they kind of look like a triangle, right? So this is going to be base 1. But remember, I could flip this thing upside down and put it on that side too. So this is base 1, and this is base 2. All right, so I've got those two numbers. I need to know how tall this thing is. So same dashed line. Okay, and I know that answer already. They were kind enough. That's 4 inches. Thank goodness. So let's plug in our numbers. It doesn't really matter which one you put in first, 6 or 2, because we're going to add them together. So I'm going to do 6 plus 2. I have to do that first. That's why it's in parentheses. And then I'm going to multiply them by 4, and then I'm going to divide them by 2. 6 plus 2 is 8, times 4 is 32, divided by 2. 32 divided by 2, is that 16? Okay, so I'm running out of space. Will you squeeze it in, inches squared? So 16, inches squared. So let's add them together. 16 plus 9. 16 plus 9, should that be 25? Well, thank goodness that's an answer choice, right? We'd hate to go through all that work and have it not be correct. There you go, guys. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now, you're going to want that formula in case let me take a peek and see if we need it. Do we have any trapezoids? I do have a trapezoid on the quiz. Okay, so you're going to want that formula. And if you've written it on this page, write it down. If you didn't, write it down now, okay? All right. Oh, look, there's another trapezoid here. Can you see it? The porch here is the trapezoid. Okay, last one. A contractor needs to buy grass seed to cover a lawn. The dimensions of the lawn are shown below. 1 bag of grass seed covers an area of 600 square yards. Shade in the minimum number of bags of seed the contractor needs to buy to cover the entire lawn. Okay. Now, remember, so earlier in this lesson, we talked about how we can divide it into pieces, find the areas, and add them together. I only need the area of the green spot, the green part. So I'm going to find the area of the entire rectangle, and then I'm going to subtract this. Okay, that's another method too. To me, that's obvious. This is a big giant rectangle. It'd be so easy to find the area of the rectangle and then subtract this trapezoid. Okay, now we have to be detective because look, they didn't give me this number. I have to add all this stuff together to get it. Okay, so what is the length of this? It's the same as this. So it looks like I'm going to have to add all those together. All right, so I'm going to grab my calculator. You grab yours. 18 plus 54 plus 18. I got 90. I have, where should I write it? I have the long length. This whole length is 90, what is that, yards? Did you get that? I did 18 plus 54 plus 18. Okay, how tall is it? Thank goodness, there it is, 28. So if I find the area of the rectangle, area is base times height, which is 90 times 28. So on my calculator, I'm going to do 90 times 28, and I get 2,520 yards squared. Okay, now I want to subtract this trapezoid. So I need to figure out what is the base, what is this base, and how tall is it? Okay, I can do this. I got this. Okay. We said that this is 90, but I don't need this 14, and I don't need this 14. So on my calculator, I'm going to type in 90, and I'm going to subtract 14, and then I'm going to subtract 14 again. I have this base at 62. So I had to do some math to get that, right? That number isn't listed anywhere. I had to figure it out. All right, let's go up here. Now, we can be thankful because they gave me that number. Do you see it? If I do like little dashed lines, here it is. This is 54. So I have base 1, I have base 2. I'm almost there. I need the height. How tall is that? Oh, thank you. There it is. Woo, 10. All right, here we go. So this is the trapezoid. The area is base times height. No. Wrong one. It's base 1 plus base 2 first, multiply by height, and then divide by 2. Okay, I have base 1 is 62. Base 2 is 54. I'm going to add those together. I'm going to multiply them by the height, which is 10, and then I'm going to divide it all by 2. So on my calculator, first I'm going to do 62 plus 54, and I got 116, okay, times 10. Well, that's just put a 0 behind it, right? Times 10 is 1,160 divided by 2. So divide by 2. This has an area of 580. So this is 580 yards squared. Now, what do I do with these two numbers? I've been adding them all together, right? Right, but on this question, I'm not adding them together. I'm subtracting them. I don't want this. I want that gone. So I'm going to take my 2,520 square yards, and I'm going to subtract 580. I don't want I'm not going to plant grass on the porch. So 2,520 subtract 580. Whoops. I have 1,940 square yards. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, now, how many bags of grass seed am I going to need? Okay, well, let's go back up to the question. One bag of grass seed covers 900 square, gosh, guys, I can't read. 600 square yards. Okay, so I've got, how many 600s would I need to cover that? So I'm just going to, what should I do? So I'm going to take the whole thing and put it into groups of 600. What operation is that, right? So how many 600s will I need, right? Do you see what operation this is? This is division. So I'm going to take my 1,940, goodness, and divide it by 60. 600. Oh my gosh, guys, it's the end of the week. It's been a long week. All right, so I think, so divided by 600, I think I need 3.23 bags. Okay, we've had this conversation many times. Are you going to be able to roll into Home Depot and say, hey, man, I'd like to buy 3 full bags, and I need 23 hundredths of another bag? Those nice people at Home Depot are going to look at you like you're nuts, and they're going to say, you have to buy the whole bag. So I have to include this. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, I'm going to need 4 bags. Okay. All right. I'm exhausted. How about you? All right, my sweet children, I'm not going to go over this. These are not on your quiz. If you're curious and you want to solve this, these are 2 squares. They tell you their dimensions. I'll give you a hint. These are x by x, and this is double. So this is 2x times 2x. And they want to know which of these would be the area for this shape. And the answers are C and D, if you'd like to look those over. Okay, and this one is very tricky, but you could do it. The flag of Seychelles. They want to know what is the fraction of this red, what fraction of the area is the red piece. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and help you out. It is 2/6 or 1/3 of the flag. Okay, and I'll let you, what you do is you find the area of the entire flag, and then you can find the area of the other pieces and subtract. Okay, all right, not on the quiz. All right, so your homework to work on, where's my black pen? For practice for the quiz on Monday, let's do practice and problem solving, page 225 and 226. That's good practice for you. The answers were posted yesterday, I think. No, day before, in Google Classroom, so you can check your answers. All right, my sweet children, thank you for suffering through this with me. I will see you on Monday.